We are at Joe's place in Greenville.
It's a coffee shop by my office. It's downtown Greenville.
They have little cups with their names on it, and
It's
what
really
I
nice.
love is that they're actually big mugs. Like you could really have a really nice sized cup of tea.
Yeah, and they have good stuff like books and little trinkets and like. Did you see the weavings downstairs?
Yes.
Those were cute.
And not only like the books that they have collectible books, and so they have new books,
Right.
old books, collectible books, used books, so something for everyone.
And I found this pouch downstairs. Actually, I bought one of these for our knitting friends, and it's like the dogs that belong to writers. I just thought this was pretty cool.
It's so cute.
And it says, "Dogs are not our whole life, but they make our lives whole," by Virginia Woolf. It's just like
It's a good
awesome.
notion pouch.
Yeah. So if you're in Greenville ever, you should come here and get yourself a pouch or a book or something.
And they have amazing chocolates,
So yeah, she ate it all.
but I ate them all already.
I still have some.
I ate them.
I'm not gonna share it.
I have a thing for chocolate, especially dark chocolate. It doesn't, I just,
Oh yeah, that dark chocolate is my favorite.
so.
Can I tell a little story? It's actually super funny. I have an older sister, and when we were kids, she was just like every other big sister, kind of mean to me. So we had this game that it was called Enjoy the Nastiness.
Enjoy the nastiness.
Yeah. So she made me like,
Sounds kind of dirty. Enjoy the nastiness.
well, how do you say when something tastes bad?
If something tastes bad, it just tastes bad, or it's gross.
Yeah,
or-
enjoy the gross.
Yeah.
And so she would give me like things that I didn't like to eat, and she'd be like, "Embrace it, just taste the awfulness of this, whatever you're eating." And she told me that she hated chocolate.
How do you hate chocolate?
Well, that's what I thought all my life, that she actually hated it. So I made her eat chocolate. And she would make me eat like onions, which I hate.
Ew, like
Or,
raw onions?
Yeah, or like
I
what is the thing? I always hated tomatoes. I never like. Now I'm starting to like them, but I hated them, especially when they were like cooked and mushy.
Mm-hmm.
Well, she would take, if my mom made something, and she would put them apart or set them aside. And then she'd be like, "Let's play our game." And that was so stupid because I'd make her eat chocolate, and she'd be like, "Ew, this is nasty."
Do you guys ever talk about that now that you did that?
Well, this is gonna sound very stupid, but I just discovered like it just, when I married Eric, we were talking about brothers and sisters, and I told him about this game, and I was like, "Oh, wait, she likes chocolate." Oh, like I just got up on it. It's so stupid. Anyhow, I just thought it was a funny story. I love you, sis.
Well, we also really want to say thank you because our first episode was out just a week ago, and we've gotten some awesome responses. We currently have 159 subscriptions.
Which is crazy.
Yeah, and so we're super excited, and so we really hope that you guys are all enjoying it. Also, I think we probably had a little bit of help, and so we want to say thank you so much to Christy Glass for mentioning us on our...
She was on a live Instagram.
Yeah, a live Instagram.
And I was at work, and it popped up, and I'm not like looking at my phone all the time, but it popped up, and I happened to see my phone. I'm like, "Oh, Christy Glass is live." So I clicked on it, and I have my headphones because I listen to music a lot. Well, let me see what she's saying. And all of a sudden, she's talking about Vogue Knitting Live and how these 2 new podcasts are out. And I'm like, "Oh my God." She starts talking about me and Danny, and I text her like, "Stop everything you're doing right now and go watch Christy Glass Instagram story."
So I was at the gym at the time, so I didn't get it right away, but then I got it. So as soon as I stopped my workout, I quickly went on, and I was watching it. And so, I just moved. I just joined this new gym. It's a CrossFit gym, so it's a smaller class, and so these people don't know me from anywhere, and I'm like,
Like, how many times have you been there?
and like, Well, I mean, I just joined the end of December, so it's just been like a few weeks.
Yeah.
And so, and this was last week, so.
Yeah.
And I was
Just
this
happened.
girl's just standing next to me, and I'm like, oh my God, guess what? This Christy Glass just mentioned my podcast. And I was like, I'm a knitter. So not to sound like super nerdy all of a sudden to her, I'm like, I'm a knitter, and Christy Glass mentioned me, and I have this new podcast with my friends, and blah, blah, blah. And so she probably thought I was
She
like.
really was like, yeah.
She was like,
Good
oh
for
yeah,
you.
that's exciting. I'd be exciting too. But in her head, she was probably like, who is this crazy girl?
And who was
Like,
Christy Glass?
Yeah,
Who is
she's
this?
like, and, you know, so it was probably pretty kind of. But after that, I went to Target, and I wanted to like randomly stop people in Target, and I kept on texting Monica, and I was like, I wish you were with me. We could have did a live video of stopping people in Target. But
Yeah.
I didn't have the guts to do it by myself, but I did want to like tell everyone in Target that that our podcast was mentioned.
I would have totally given you support.
Yes.
Emotional support.
I needed
is
some
that what
emotional
you said?
support to go a little crazy.
And then also Tommy Trujillo from Moonstein Dye Works. She has a podcast. It's called Squirrel Pie Productions. I love that
Yeah,
podcast.
hers is
like,
really great too.
yeah, she's like one of my favorites, if not my very favorite. I really like what she does. I like what she knits.
She has beautiful yarn.
Beautiful, amazing yarn. And I don't know, she was really sweet to mention us.
Yeah.
So go watch her, because like, yeah, she's pretty good.
And Christy Glass, if you haven't watched Christy Glass.
I don't think there's any knitter in the world
That doesn't know
known
Christy Glass, yeah.
But who knows? Maybe there is.
Yeah.
All right, what else? We wanted to introduce ourselves.
Yeah, so we wanted to just kind of do more about us as knitters and just things. I don't know. Do you have any other hobbies besides knitting?
I do. But I'm not as obsessed with everything else. I actually started quilting before I started knitting, and I got really into sewing. I made a couple of dresses for my stepdaughter, but no, like knitting is my jam. And of course I got into photography, like I think everybody gets into photography at some point in their lives.
So my brother's a photographer, so I sort of just kind of, I mean, yeah, I like to take pictures. I take pictures constantly, and I think that's because I'd grown up with a camera in my face, and we just always, because my older brother has always taken pictures. And I did take a photography class, but I'm not as good. I didn't do it so much as an adult. But besides knitting, I CrossFit.
Interior designing. Like, she doesn't know how good she is probably, but
And
you go to her house and it's just, everything is so pretty, and then she's like, oh, I just put these things together. And you're like, oh my gosh, that's pretty awesome. Like a wreath or a floral arrangement. Like, she's got that. She's pretty good at it.
So I would say maybe I'm an amateur at that. But I do love vintage stuff, so I love going to secondhand home stores and like finding stuff. And I'm working on my first quilt. So I have...
We should bring quilts next time.
Yeah, but yeah, my quilt is pretty much nothing right now. I've been working on it for quite a long time because I will go to knitting before sewing, but I like want to be such a good sewer. Like, I want to be able to do it.
Yeah,
I want
let's
to
do
be
it.
like, I sew and I knit and I do all this stuff and I'm so awesome. But but my sewing skills are not as great. So one of my goals this year and my crafting goals is to get a little bit better at sewing.
Yeah, and you'll get there. I mean, it just takes time, like everything.
Yeah, I don't want to do anything crazy. I just want to make simple stuff like pillows and
Yeah.
curtains, maybe in a dress one day. But obviously.
Yeah, I really want to get into that slow fashion movement.
Yeah, but obviously knitting pretty much takes all
All the
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one of the reasons why knitting became more important than sewing to me was how portable it is. Like, you just put everything in a bag and you go and you can do it anywhere.
Yeah.
And with sewing, I had to go in my crafts room or wherever I have my sewing machine and have also an iron and all my fabrics. Like, you need, staging for that. And knitting, you just grab it and take it, whatever.
Well, one of the things about sewing that I did like, well, I really haven't finished much, but was that like after you cut out everything, that the project comes together so quickly, and knitting is so long. So it's almost like for sewing is like, well, not
Instant
the quilt right now,
gratification.
but it can be instant gratification as with
Yeah.
with knitting. It's not so much instant gratification. I mean, it depends obviously on your project.
Right. If you make a quilt, it's gonna take you longer.
Yeah.
But still, there's quilts, like I've done quilts in a night, and remember what we were saying about Areyouknitworthy and how you knit for some people and not for others. I can make a quilt easier because I know it's just gonna take me a certain amount of time, and it's still a very good project to give out. Anyways, so also we have questions that we want to be asking, because our plan for this podcast is also to interview some people, and one interview that we have coming up soon is Sam from also Fiber. But those questions we'd like to answer them ourselves so that you know some about us.
Yeah. And I guess as our knitting journey, as you would call it.
Yeah. Or our knitting story, or
I like story better than journey.
Yeah, it's like a story.
So I started knitting when I was 6, and I learned in school.
You're such a veteran.
I don't know if I'm really a veteran, because I didn't become obsessed until I was older. I never really stopped knitting. I learned in school. I went to the Waldorf school, so if anybody knows that, it's very hands-on, very learning through play and crafty, and so I actually made my first knitting needles in wood shop, and then we made a scarf in class, and then we also learned to crochet, but I never really liked crochet.
Just say it. Nobody's gonna get offended.
I'm not a huge fan of
like
crochet. I did crochet a recorder case because that's what we had to do in school. But I always liked the knitting. So I stopped going to Waldorf when I was in 5th grade. So I didn't really have anyone to really help me after that. But so I would always just, from then on, I just always kind of just picked up and made a scarf. And that was all I would do. I maybe made some blankets because I could only knit in a square.
Yeah.
I could only go back and forth. And so then my obsession didn't really start until after college, and I was working a stressful job.
Well, before you get into that, and this is something I don't know even though we're friends.
Yeah.
What did you major on? What was your college thing?
Oh, I did. I majored in. Okay, so I did education.
Okay.
I did education and psychology. I double majored, and I worked. I did special ed with autistic and special needs children.
Interesting.
And I did that for about 5 years, and it was just too emotional for me.
Yeah.
And so I stopped doing that, and then I became a nanny, and I nannied for about 12 years.
Okay.
And so I just stopped nannying in the last 2 years, and now I work from home and do computer work.
Okay.
So
sorry.
No, that's good. We're introducing ourselves.
Right.
So yeah. So that's when I started. So really, I just all of a sudden one day I was like, I want to make a hat, and I walked into, I don't even know if the store is even there anymore, because when I moved to Greenville.
Oh, but you were in New York.
I was in New York.
Okay.
I was living in New York, and I went to the yarn company on the Upper West Side, and that's where I just walked in, and I said, I want to make a hat. I was like, I've only done knitting back and forth. I didn't really know how to knit a pattern, and so they gave me a hat on chunky needles, and it was like a slouchy beret, and it was all
nice.
Garter.
Mm-hmm.
It was really cool. It was a really cool hat.
Did you have it?
No, I wish I had it. I don't even know what happened to it. And I knit that up super quick, and then the next day.
You went back the next day?
It was maybe not the next day. Maybe it was really quick. It was 2 days later.
I believe you, it was the next day.
And I was because I went on a Saturday, so they were closed Sunday and Monday.
Mm-hmm.
So in between that time, I was just I went home and I was just knitting away, and I'm this is great. I need to make something else. And so I went back in, and also if you're from New York and you know the yarn company, or if you shop at String now, Petra was she was like awesome. She knew all knitting, everything. And so she became like my knitting teacher, because then
your mentor.
Yes. And then and so I went in and she gave me another project, and I think I made another hat, and then she said, you need to make a sweater.
Wow.
And then
that fast. Like
yeah,
hat sweater.
Yeah, and she was like, you need to make this, and she gave me like a sweater vest, which I had on.
Is that the one you were wearing?
That I was wearing in the other episode. And then so she just and then it just like became this thing, and I was just like always there. And I ended up actually like filling in for them like in the holidays. If somebody,
so you worked there?
I worked there, but
Wow.
I really just worked for yarn. Like it was just like if somebody
you give me that piece of cardboard. Yeah. I work for yarn.
I work for yarn. And it was just basically like they just, you know, if somebody couldn't work a Saturday or if they needed extra help in the holidays, that's when I would work. And I worked for my yarn, and I was like as happy as anything. And so that's when like my obsession really started. And Petra and Julie, who was one of the owners, were really like the people that taught me how to read a pattern and like really expand my knitting.
Nice. Well, I learned to knit when I was a kid because we used to travel. So I'm from this city in Mexico. It's called Jalapa, and it's like 1 hour and a half from the beach, but it's 4 hours away from Mexico City, but it's up in the mountains, so it's not hot. Don't ask me or tell me Mexico is hot.
I actually thought Mexico was hot.
Well, I mean, there are some parts of Mexico that are
stupid.
hot, and then there are some parts that aren't, just like America. You know, we have elevation, there's mountains, and just people think it's all a desert. It's not. Anyways, so my dad's family lives in Mexico City, and he has 2 sisters. Well, he has 3 sisters, but 2 of them are the most crafty people on earth. And they have like awesome taste. You know, when people do stuff and they just look beautiful. And my mom knits too, but when I went to my grandfather's house, and it was so like weekends or vacations or holidays.
Does your mom knit like you?
No, she's not obsessed.
She's not obsessed like us.
my mom doesn't have an obsessive personality like me. Like she does several things, and if she doesn't do it tomorrow, she's fine. You know?
Yeah, no. Well, I get my obsessive personality from my father.
My dad is not obsessive too. I don't know where I get it from. But anyway, so one time that I wanted to do something, and my tia Kame was like, how about you knit something? I'm like, yeah, I want to learn how to do that. And so she gave me all her scrap yarn. And it was not good yarn. I mean, it was acrylic. It was good for something, but not, you know, it's not like luxury fibers that we use now. And I don't think in Mexico they use them. I don't know about now, but I don't think they used them back then, because the wool that we have is more like for tapestry, and it's not that cold.
So you do a lot of weaving?
They do a lot of weaving, and there is like crochet a lot, so it's more like acrylic. Anyway, so the yarn she gave me was like different colors, and I'm like, what am I gonna knit? And she's like, well, what do you want to do? And of course I came with the idea, a sweater dog, like a sweater for my dog.
Yeah, a sweater dog.
Dog sweater.
A dog sweater.
Sorry. And so yeah, she taught me. I did it, and I finished it at my house. Like I think I did it in a weekend. And I came back to Jalapa, and my mom helped me like to finish it. I put it on my dog, a black Cocker Spaniel, whose name was Princesa. And I don't think she liked the sweater. It was just like every color. But anyhow, and then then I knit at school. Like they gave us a scarf for Christmas. We need to knit a scarf for Christmas to gift it to your dad, but I gave it to my grandfather that lived in Mexico City, and I remember my mom had to like iron this thing to make it large enough because I didn't finish on time. And
like really stretch out that block.
Oh yeah, she did that. Like she wet it and then she ironed it, and I'm like, what are you doing? And she's like, do you want to have an A or no? I'm like, yeah. So she ironed it. So yeah, it was funny. And of course my grandfather, I don't think he ever used it, but it was a nice blue. That one I really liked because the color was pretty. And then I never knit again. Then I got into crochet with my same aunt, Kame, and then my tia Tita, which is this other sister, she taught me how to quilt because she quilts a lot. And then I moved to Louisiana, and I joined like a quilting guild. And when I moved to Greenville, I remember that I really enjoyed being in a guild or a group of people that knit that does like the same activity. I went to the Modern Guild, but I did not feel like it was my place. And my boss, I'm an architect, so my boss said, "You're crafty. You need to go to the Needle Tree, which is our knitting local yarn shop."
Yeah.
And Jan, the owner, she sat me down. She gave me this beautiful red cashmere, and she said, "You have to learn how to knit." And I didn't go there to learn. Like I went there to see the building, to see like architectural things. But man,
You
when
just
she
get sucked in. You walk into the yarn store and you're like, I want this.
well, yeah, and the yarn she gave me was like so soft, and the colors were so bright. I don't know. Well, that's not a bright store, of course. I don't think
No, they don't have.
they don't have bright colors. They have pretty yarn and everything, but the yarn she gave me, oh my gosh, it was beautiful. And after that, like I was hooked. I went to a class for the color work, and then I went to another class for cables and stuff like that. And all of this happened in the last 2 years. And then then she told me about you guys.
Yeah.
The knitting.
When you came to Greenville Knits.
Right. And then, well, I went there and I really enjoy knitting with you guys, and I just thought that was fun.
So, okay, so you really started knitting 2 years ago, like really like your obsession. But then how did you get into the dyeing?
Well, I started following everybody on Instagram and watching tutorials. I mean, YouTube videos and tutorials. And I followed COCO, and she has some tutorials on dyeing. And I wanted to do the Steven West knit along. I think it was 2016.
Mm-hmm.
And he had the building blocks. I went to the Needle Tree and I couldn't find bright colors. So then I went to another shop that we have here that's called Yarn and Y'all, and they didn't have colors either, but they had Cascade, and I just bought a bunch of Cascade and watched Nicole COCO tutorials and just did my own. And in that forum, people liked what I did, and I said, I can do this. And I didn't look at it as a business. I just got into it because when you do it, I don't know, all the colors, I'm really into color. And like when I see a pattern, I go more by the color than by the texture. So if the pattern comes out and has like very good colors, or the colors I like, that's probably how I choose what I do.
So is that what inspires you? Like what inspires you for your colorways?
Well, there's like different things. Like sometimes, like this colorway, for example. You all know that Dolores died, and I love the cranberries. So like I listen to the cranberries, like the whole day. Like I learn about her death in the morning, and
Which, by the way, this is my colors. Take it home with me.
Yeah, and then I just heard her music, and I got home and I'm like, I need to put this into Fiverr, and this is what I came with. And then while I was doing this, I thought, well, Amy Winehouse needs a color, and so I did this one. I don't know, I guess I just figure, and sometimes I just do colors, like if there's a project that I want to do, like the Joji Locatelli starting point, I thought I needed tonals because she uses, I think, 4 tonals and a speckled. So this is one of the tonals that came with that kit that I did for me. And usually that's how it starts. Like I do colors for me, or somebody from our knit group says, oh, I would like this, or
yeah.
And then I look, and sometimes like I look at the color and I say, this looks like, I don't know, like my cousin Ana Lilia. That's another color I think that you like. And that's how they come about. Like I'm all over the place. And you can say that from looking at me and from talking to me. Like, I am not an organized person. I don't have a method to do things. And I went to design school for architecture. So there's different methods for designing, and they teach you that in college. And I don't feel any of those boxes. Like, I can design something from different approaches, but not from a method. Like I don't go 1, 2, 3. I usually have like all the numbers splattered around and I put them together.
I think that's like kind of typical, like with artists. I like to say
that's how I do it.
I can't even think how it's like I'm disorganized, but I'm organized in my disorganization.
Yeah.
That's kind of like how I feel like, because for me, I'm kind of all over the place too, and my husband will be like, well, where is this? And like,
you know where it is in your mess.
Yeah, in my mess, I know where it is.
Yeah, I'm kind of like that too, I guess. And like this one is Sugar Skull, and how this color came about. I was so like, sometimes I'm also very emotional, so I was like very down, and I was like missing Mexico a lot, and I watched Tommy Trujillo from Moonstone Dye Works, and she had made a collection, or she was talking about making a collection for Halloween, and in Mexico we celebrate Dia de los Muertos, and I was like, oh my gosh, I need to make a collection of Dia de los Muertos because that's me, you know.
Yeah.
So I asked my mom, hey, send me pictures from Dia de los Muertos, like what are you doing right now? And we have different things like the altars and the things we put on the flowers and the sugar skulls and the candles. So I have a colorway that's called Candlelight. I got Sugar Skull. I have Siempre Viva, which is the name of a flower that we use. And so that's how my collections come about.
Cool.
Yeah.
So, as a favorite thing to knit, I go through stages. Like right now, I'm really into sweaters, and I always want to knit a hat. I love hats, so I always knit a hat.
Yeah, I like hats too.
And hats are sort of instant gratification because they're quick.
And I think it's a good gift.
Yes, it is a good gift, but I don't gift that often.
No, I know, but like, I mean, neither. But for the people I give, it's gonna be a hat.
Yeah, I think I'm one of the I give less than most knitters. I don't really gift that much. I think I feel like more. I feel other knitters gift a lot more than I do.
Yeah,
like
there's this. What is her name of the podcast? The Yarn Hoarder. I don't know if you've ever watched it, but she's like a machine. Like she produces some stuff, but everything is gifts.
Yeah, no, I can't.
Socks
you knit
and socks, and like for her, I think she has a son and a daughter, and yeah, she knits for them all, which is perfect. You knit for your kids and her husband. And I am not judging her or criticizing her. Actually, I admire all the things she makes and how much production she does, and she gives it to
it's really great.
She even bought a sock machine.
Really?
Yeah. And
I'm really into making socks right now too.
Yeah.
So as right now, like I want to make socks and sweaters, and of course, like I just want to make everything. What am I saying? But really, like right now this year, I'm really into sweaters. Like I have a lot more sweaters on my list of things that I want to make than I normally do, and I also have and I have socks a lot more on my list too. So right now I'm into socks and sweaters.
I think I really like to make shawls just because it's like very flowy.
Yeah.
And like this last Hoki Locatelli shawl, it was just so much fun and changing colors. I haven't finished it, but I will. And I don't know, I like that. And I like to try everything. Like I'm not scared.
Yeah, that's really good.
Yeah.
So
and what is your favorite color?
So I tend to gravitate towards purples and grays, navies.
Like cold.
Yeah, I guess that's what I really like.
Like this would be you right here.
Yes, all this right here is just all me. If you guys can see, these are my colors.
Yeah, that's pretty.
I
love those. Like,
and I mean this. And of course, Jasmine.
Oh yeah,
that's my
Jasmine.
dog. We talked about that last time, and I mean, right now I just have a small little leftover skein of Jasmine, but I feel like I always need a skein of Jasmine on hand. Like I'm just like, because it's such a good color, and it's like my perfect
purple.
It's just the perfect purple.
Yeah, it's a good purple.
I mean, and it goes. I mean,
purple
look.
was my favorite color for a year. I think.
Look at that. With Amy Winehouse, I mean, that's like right up my alley. Like, what do I need to make with this?
This is why. No, you need to do something different.
No, yeah, that would be. No, I need to do something different. Ooh, maybe the Weekender. The Weekender.
Oh yeah.
From
But that's DK.
Yeah,
right?
I think it's DK or worsted weight. You will need to dye me some.
Yeah.
So that's my colors. What are your colors?
My favorite color is blue. But I like every color, like, and combining and see what's gonna come up. And I don't know. I went to art class when I was little, and then I went to architecture, and we do a lot of color. And then like, maybe it makes me go back home
Yeah.
when I'm dyeing, the process of dyeing, because Mexico is like every color of the rainbow. All our houses have a lot of color, and that's something I miss. I hadn't thought about this, but I miss the color because, yeah, I lived in France for 1 year, and I remember,
I didn't know that.
yeah,
My God, see, we're learning stuff about each other. I didn't know you lived in France.
yeah, I lived in Pontoise, which is 45 minutes north of Paris, and I went to school in Paris. I went as a fille au pair, which is like a nanny.
Oh wait, I think I knew that, but I didn't realize. I knew you were nannying, but I didn't know it was it was in France.
Yeah, well, in Mexico, when you're 15 years old, you get a big party or you get a big gift. And so my sister got she traveled through Europe. That was like her thing. She did when she turned 15. She didn't want to party. And when I was 15, I said, you know what? I want to travel to Europe, but I want to stay for a year. And my parents were like, okay. So they made me a little party. And then the crisis came. And they were like, we're going to have to find something. I mean, we're still going to send you, but it's going to not be like just go and hang out and spend all the money. So I went as a fille au pair. And yeah. Well, anyhow, I'm talking about parties because Paris or Paris. I can't say it in English. It's so hard. I went there, and everybody at that time wears like very dark clothes.
So yeah, so do you wear a lot of the colors that you knit with? Because I don't.
No. Like I wear very either blues or grays and a lot of earthy tones. Like I always have, like all my cardigans are probably beige.
Yeah.
And brown and gray, light gray, and jeans, dark jeans. I'm able to go to work with jeans because I work like in the drawing department, so I don't see many clients. But yeah, no, I think I dye more crazy than what I knit with. And I like to knit with colors, but more like vibrant colors, I guess. But to a point that I can wear them.
Yeah. I like to, yeah.
Not that you cannot wear hot pink or
but if you
neons.
have on,
I mean,
but
you
if
can
you
wear
have on
it.
a dark
It's just
color,
not my personality.
Yeah.
You know.
I actually, even though purple is one of my favorite colors to knit with, I don't have a lot of purple in my wardrobe.
But you do wear your shawls.
But I wear my shawls and that. Yeah. But like, as if I go to a store, I don't.
You're not gonna get a purple shirt.
I don't actually. I don't think I own a purple shirt.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of my wardrobe. Do I own? But I wear a lot of neutrals, a lot of grays and blacks, and I wear a lot of like darker neutral colors. I don't really wear. So I think like my purple, my pops of, I guess, is more. But I still like cool colors. So I guess maybe my purples are my pops.
Wow, that's very poppy.
It's not
like. Yeah, so I do like to dye every color, or most colors, and but I still think I'm not good with pastels. For example, I just don't go there.
This is pastel-y.
You think? No, this is bright, sister.
Yeah, but I don't know. This kind of reminds me of like an Easter egg because it has the pink and then the green, and there's some like aqua in there.
Yeah,
some
I
yellow,
guess you're right.
Purple.
Let's talk about your new acquisition that you made out of your comfort zone.
Oh yes. So I talked about this on, I don't know if anybody saw the Instagram story that I put up on our Instagram, but Monica left this skein, this up here, at my house, and I was staring at it in the basket on my wall, and this is totally out of my comfort zone, something that I would totally walk past, not even look at it.
Yeah,
and it was
pink.
Yes, it's pink, and it's like, to me this is like, I mean, it's like a purpley pink. It's not hot pink, but it is very bright for me.
But it has the black, and I think that's gonna, like when you knit it,
the black kind of tones it down. And so this is definitely not, but I'm going to keep it and I'm going to embrace it. And I think I'm going to make just a pair of socks. I'm probably gonna do just a vanilla pair of socks, be really boring with it, but for me that's like huge.
Yeah, you're gonna have your pop.
Yes, I'll have my pop like underneath my pants. But this is called Dame of the Dead.
Yeah, and that's Katrina, which is part of that collection of Dia de los Muertos that I was talking to you guys about. So the Katrina is the like she's like the queen of death, or that's how I see her. But it's like if you've ever seen like these skeletons that are dressed on.
Yeah. I kind of like that. Well, I don't want to be the queen of the death, but just that it has queen.
You're the dam of the dead, like you're the lady of the dead, you know.
So, well,
if you guys watch COCO, you can get a lot of information on Dia de los Muertos. That's a very good movie.
So I'm going to embrace this. So if you guys have a color that you're going to embrace, post it on our Ravelry page or tag us on Instagram or anything. I would love to see what you guys are going to embrace.
Yeah, we're both not pink at all because remember the colors. Can we talk about that now?
Yes.
Okay, so remember the colors that I had picked out with Sam's help for my Stellaire.
And this is for our yawl that we're doing.
Our yarn along.
And this is for the project that we're doing with the yarn that we're featuring right now, which is Old Soul Fiber. And we have all the details for our knit along with Old Soul Fiber on our Ravelry page. So go check that out.
So, okay. And I talked to Sam about this. So she sent me these colors, right? Well, she didn't send them. I had this one and this one, I think. Because I love them. They're so beautiful. And
I have this one actually.
Yeah, and then I saw this on her page and I need that to combine. I thought it was going to be a good combo, and then I wanted something very light, and she said, you know what, you need to put this one in because it's going to look awesome. And so I did my swatch and I really like it, right? And I really like this. The four together is beautiful. And then I start knitting. And I don't like the fact that you can barely see this on this, which is my favorite color of the four.
Yeah.
It's like these guys taking the spotlight. And
this is a bolder color.
And he's not showing this at all, and I didn't like that. And so, of course, I need to stay in the rules. I went to Sam's Etsy shop and I found these awesomeness.
Here, let's put this up. This is called Eleanor, which is awesome. It has some like really great speckles in it. I actually bought one too because I couldn't let it go.
I sent a screenshot to Danny and I was like, can I like switch my colors? Like I know we've started, like asking permission. Come on.
We're very bad. We like.
And then she's like,
we're
yeah,
enablers.
I need one too. And
yeah,
so
we're enablers. We don't really help each other. Say, well, you're pretty good with telling me leave it. But I'm not so good at that. Like
no, but this was more like can I please change my colors on my.
But then I had to have one, so.
Yeah. So anyhow, so my idea was to take this one out because I'm not a pink person. And it's not even pink. Like the color is beautiful. I just don't know if I want it in this shawl. And so I'm gonna keep everything else. And then Sam came along. And I was trying to explain to her what I was going to do. And she said that she still thinks this one is gonna really tie everything up with this one because you can see some speckles of this same color. And so I'm like, okay, but if I do that, this is what's gonna happen, and I'm not gonna see this, which is the one I love. So this is what I want to do, and I think she doesn't like the idea, but
I don't.
So, and I'm not gonna give away the pattern because it's a paid-for pattern. But basically what you do is you combine two colors in the beginning, then you fade them a little bit, and then at the end you combine the other two. So you have two main colors, which my mains are this, and two contrasting colors, which are this, right? So what I'm going to do, because I change everything, is I'm gonna put this in between. And in order to do that, I need to go and do like an Excel sheet and try to blend in this one and use as minimum as I can of this.
So now I think this is a beautiful shawl. It's a beautiful, beautiful shawl, and it's a very, I think, wearable shawl. And with these colors...
Let me show them the shawl again so that they know what we're talking about.
Yeah.
There it is.
Bring it all the way up. Do we have there we go. Really get up there. So I think when you make something that big, and the way how it is with the 4 colors, I just don't think you should really try to experiment. And I think she should.
You're telling the owner of Yarn Experiments not to experiment? Are you kidding me? That's my life.
Well, not with this project, because she changes everything. And I really think this, and okay, one thing about Monica is that she never finishes a project. So, there's a knitting truth for her. She has 7 pair of socks that aren't finished.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sorry.
I'm giving away all her knitting truths.
But they'll be finished at some point.
They will. So I think for this, and that she'll be able to be really wearable, is that she keeps with this, and this is out of her comfort zone. So I feel like she would like the shawl more with these 4 colors and wear it more, and then use this as like her new color to embrace, since this is
in
not
another project.
in another project. Or
But look at this. Look it, guys.
I mean, it does look beautiful, but I just
don't you think these would look beautiful?
But this is also a beautiful color, which don't you want more of that color to come through?
Well, yeah, and that's what's going to happen. This is just going to be, let's say, like 20%. Okay, so in the pattern, basically, this is 25, 25, 25, and 25, right? Or 25, whatever I choose. What I want to do, it's 20, 20, 20, 20, and these will be my other 20? Yeah, no, that's not what I want to do. Wait. 23, 23, 23, 23, and whatever is whatever the rest is. So 10%.
I don't know, that's just my opinion. But you're not gonna listen to
What do you guys think? Should I experiment, or should I do what the designer and owner of the pattern tells me to do?
I think she should do.
Should I listen to her?
I think she should listen to her.
Should I just listen to Sam and just go with what she sent me?
But you know what? Also, you and Sam are a lot more creative because you guys both dye yarns.
No, don't say that. No.
So,
we are all creative. It's just we just do our creations different.
So
yeah, I don't think anybody's more creative like than other persons. We just like I could never do a room the way you do them.
well,
I don't know. Okay, I'll just keep thinking about it.
I'm also really bad at like picturing things. Like it's hard for me to visually see it. Like that's because I saw.
What's worst case scenario that can happen? I mean, all the colors are beautiful.
But then what if you? Yeah, I mean they're all beautiful.
I mean, it's not like I'm adding. Okay, so if I was doing something crazy like this, and this that have nothing to do, you know, like this. Yeah, I'd be like, okay, no, yeah, you're right. Don't do that.
But I'm also really bad at adjusting patterns. So maybe that's why like I just don't visually see it in my head.
I need to read it through because, for example, there's the first section. You have to do 33 repeats of something using 2 colors. So if I divide that in 1/3 and 2/3, 1/3 I'm gonna use these 2, and the other 2/3 I'm gonna use these 2. So it's gonna be more of the other. I can't convince her.
I don't know.
Okay, show us yours.
Okay, so I don't have much, but this is what I have, and it's living in my royal blue fringe bag.
Super new.
It is super new.
Oh, you should show the pins.
So I'm embracing putting pins on my bag. I'm really, really trying.
She's gonna do it during the podcast.
Monica
I'm
says
challenging her to make a hole in her fringe.
So I have a pin.
And she's got so many pins, you guys, and she puts them in here, like inside. I don't know.
I don't have one in there yet.
She puts them in here.
But I put it in the pocket when I got it in the mail, and then I put it in the pocket. So this one is it's super cute. I am also an obsessive tea drinker. I love London Fog lattes from Starbucks. Pretty much anywhere that will make a London Fog latte. So this one says, "You're terrific," with a little teacup.
That's super cute.
So,
and of course I got one.
Well, yes, I showed her.
She got it for me.
Yeah, I showed her that they had this one. And I was like, "Oh my god!"
Cute.
And she's like, "That's so cute." So I just bought her one too.
She's so nice, isn't she?
So okay. So this is all I have right now. These are my first 2 colors.
That's so pretty.
And I have to say, I'm loving the pattern so far. I am loving my colors. This one, I can't remember if this is shit.
She cursed. You can curse, it's fine. It's mostly adult that watches.
So I can't remember if this is Dalmation or Birch.
It looks like Dalmation plantation. Birch Rivers has more of a gray in it.
Okay, that's my other color. Okay, and this one I think is Kindred.
Yours
Spirit.
is darker. Look. Or maybe it's a base.
Yeah, I don't know. This is Soul Twist. Is that single? Or?
No, this is classic. Soul Classic. But I got Soul Twist for my next.
Okay, yeah, this is Soul Twist. So this right here is these 2 colors. So, but I'm really excited. I'm really loving it. These are my 2 other colors here.
We also got the same.
Yeah, we both got that blue.
Yeah, and that's Birch River.
Yeah.
That's the one I wanted, Birch River.
So right now, and I am working on this. I am finishing up another whip that will be done at the end of the week, and then I will really focus on this. But I'm trying to finish that other project. So, and that's it. And here's my pen.
It's a beautiful pen.
So I'm gonna try and embrace and get with the world of knitters, where they put, yikes, where they put all their pins on their fringe bags.
You're gonna do it? Oh, she's doing it.
Oh, it's so hard. I don't want to mess up the fabric.
Nothing's gonna happen to it.
So there we go.
You see?
Oh, it looks really
so
cute.
Pretty.
There we go.
We have baptized you.
It's just so hard. I don't like holes in things. I also don't like stickers on cars. I think it looks sloppy. Sorry for everyone that has stickers on cars. My husband puts stickers all over his car.
Well, you have a sticker in the car you're driving today. Is that your car or your husband's?
No, it's my husband's car.
Oh. And we have the same sticker. Well, it's not the same, but it's the same.
Yeah. So I guess maybe, but I love all the pins. They're so cute. So I really do need to display them. So there we go.
Hey.
It's there.
Good job.
It's there.
How about we talk about what you're wearing? So
beautiful.
beautiful.
I just finished this. This was the sweater that started it all.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah.
That started our whole
podcast.
We did the knit along the November, obviously.
Zweig November.
Yeah, which didn't take me. I guess it took me like 2 months to finish it.
Okay, but the Zweig November call that we did was like what I wanted is people to start the sweater in November. I never said you have to, and you can look all over social media. I never said you have to finish it by November or you have to finish it by some date, because I know me. And as she said, I don't finish projects that fast.
Yeah.
So mine, but show them your sweater.
So I am super happy with this. It came out beautiful.
It's beautiful. Like, I love it.
I love the sleeves.
I'm so mad I didn't do mine in those colors.
I love the fit. I love my colors.
Yeah.
I just
what size did you make?
This is a small.
It's beautiful.
So I just love everything about it. I love the pattern. I love the way it came out. I love the way the fit, everything. The only thing I might have done a little bit differently is that I would have made my sleeves a little bit longer, because I tend to pull my sleeves down like this. And so, but I do that with all my sweaters and just like a lot of things that I wear. So I think I would have made them just a little bit longer than the pattern suggested.
Mm-hmm.
But otherwise, I just love everything about it. I love the way the pattern was written.
You need to say the name of the designer.
Oh, yes. And so this is from Caitlin Hunter.
Mm-hmm. And the colors?
The colors are Tinta.
Good.
And I don't remember what this is.
Meherrin.
Yeah. So there's my knitting truth. I never remember colors or brands. I am a yarn snob that doesn't remember colors or brands.
That is so crazy to me.
I throw them all out. So you guys are keeping me accountable of keeping my tags and remembering, and maybe I should start keeping track in Ravelry, because I also do not post my projects on Ravelry anymore. I kind of did. I never ever did while I was living in New York, and then I moved to Greenville, and then Greenville Knits kind of told me I needed to post my stuff.
Yeah, because I do it because that's how I started.
I did swaps for a while, and so you had to have, so I started like putting projects up there for swaps, and it's like all like my older stuff, and then I was just like, I'm just really bad, and so I just never did it. So I will start to do that. So I should probably put this up on because I haven't done that. But yeah, I did listen because I saved.
You saved the tags.
I saved my tags and all my colors.
Nice.
Yeah,
you need to put that on Ravelry. But now that we have the podcast, all those colors are in the show notes probably.
Oh yeah, see, so now that
she's gonna throw them away and forget again.
So there we go.
Well, now that you showed your Zweig, let me show my Zweig. So I did work on it a little bit, and I asked my friends. I asked Kathy, because I'm doing another project where there's armholes, and I went all over YouTube to find how to, you guys know, I just learned how to, like, when you do a armhole, that you put the stitches on like a lifeline, and then you cast on stitches. Mm-hmm. Well, I did it on the other project. What I did, the guy that explains it, he makes like knitted cast on, so you knit onto this stitch, and then and so that I said, I want to ask a knit group and see what they do, because Kathy, like, she always has like different techniques and like very good techniques. Well, she showed me how to do it with loops. You just turn around a loop and put it on. That's how she does it. I'm like, seriously? She's like, yep. And so that's how I did it for this, and it was super easy, and it's just 12 loops. And well, I'm there. I'm probably like 2 rows after the armholes. So
and it really
taking shape.
And it really goes quick. I feel like once you get past the lace and the color work, it really, the body goes fast, and it's still interesting because you're still doing that
the texture, right?
Yeah, you're still doing that texture knit of the crisscrosses.
It's so pretty.
So
I'm gonna finish it, and I have to.
I'm gonna make sure she finishes it.
Yeah, I have to finish it for Saf, because I have to wear something with my yarn. I'm gonna be at Saf, you guys.
And I will be there with her.
Of course.
We can wear our matching Zweigs one day.
Yep.
So.
And just to remind you or show you, this is
your kits.
This is the kit that I sent to Christy Glass. Is the Tinta and the Sugar Skull, because she likes what do you call that, sparkly yarn, Stellina. And then somebody just ordered this other one, which is Jasmine and Cohardy. It's very similar to Sugar Skull, but it's different colors. And and well, this one that I'm knitting is other colors, and she has another color, so yeah. That's our Zweigs, you guys.
So, I have to put this. We actually have. I need to post my picture in our Ravelry group because we did.
Oh yeah.
Oh no.
That's the Yarn Experiments.
Yeah, I have.
But you can post it there.
Yeah, I have to post it in Yarn Experiments. I didn't do that. I did kind of post my progress.
Oh, guys. And thank you. I have to say this. We have 20 subscribers to our Ravelry group, or 20 members.
Yeah, which is awesome.
It's awesome. And we have like 4 people are doing the sock, and 4 more are doing the yarn along, which is great. Like, we are so
excited.
Happy.
Yes, we are super
I'm grateful
excited
that you guys are interested and want to knit with us. That's very exciting.
Yes, we feel super flattered, and we're excited to see all your projects and get to know you guys and everything.
Yeah. So I guess this was it for this episode. Kind of introduction, and what are we doing? This what we're gonna have, these kind of episodes, and then we're gonna have interviews, and then we're gonna have our regular, which is kind of like the first one with our sections. Yeah.
So we'll see you guys next time.
See you. Subscribe.
So I'm Danni Knits on Instagram, and we're Areyouknitworthy on Instagram.
And I'm Yarn Experiments on Instagram. I'm Yarn Experiments in Ravelry, and we are Areyouknitworthy on Ravelry and YouTube.
I actually think on Ravelry I'm Danni, DANNI 23.
I'm not sure, but she's in the group. So if you
Yeah,
go to
I'm
her
in the
group,
group.
you can find her.
Yeah, I'm in the group.
And we'll
So-
find everybody.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right,
Bye.